501 Contractor Tips for Contractors by Greg Vandenberg. How do you deal with a customer who asks too many questions? They ask about your contractor's license. They want verification for everything that you've ever done. They want to see jobs from the past. If you're married, they want to see your family. And you're going to find this hard to believe, but this stuff has happened to me before. And I just can't tell you how many times I've had to deal with similar situations. One time, and I'm not kidding you, I went to bid a room addition, and the guy gave me the job, but he wanted to sign the contract at my house. He wanted to meet my family, so this was my wife and 3 kids at the time. So again, you're going to kind of wind up with some stuff. Some of this stuff can be time consuming. So if you have someone who's asking a lot of questions, in other words, they're not really trusting people. They're not satisfied, maybe you tell them the truth and they're real hesitant on believing what you have to say. It's up to you on how much time you want to spend with these people, but you could end up spending a lot of time with them and not getting the job anyway. So try to have some information, like a little handout you can give every customer. Have your state license number in there, some of the jobs you've done, and again, don't get carried away. Just list 4 or 5 jobs. Anyone that wants to see 50 jobs, or they want to see a list of 500 people, these could just lead to more problems in the future too. Again, what you're really shooting for, in the book 501 Contractor Tips that I wrote, it breaks everything down. It just simplifies everything, simplifies these tips. The videos are kind of more information, giving you in-depth perspective on some of this stuff. And this is one of them. You're not going to be able to satisfy everyone all the time. You're not going to be able to produce enough information to make everyone happy. Keep it simple, to the point. Have a little handout, maybe 1 or 2 pages. You don't need to burden these people with 200. I had a contractor one time give me a booklet. It was a fold-out booklet that had, it was about that thick. And it was just, and the job that he did for me was inferior. 2 years later, I had problems. It was a pool resurfacing thing that he did for my house, and it just was horrible. So here's another example of somebody who you get the impression that they're qualified, and they're not. So it just, the list goes on and on. So remember, you're not going to be able to keep everyone happy and make everyone happy. And it depends on you how much time you want to spend with these people answering their questions. For me, I don't spend a lot of time. If people really want to ask a lot of questions, they're not trusting people. And these are usually, again, people that I'm going to have problems working with in the future. A quick story. I actually worked for a lady one time who was recommended to me by someone else. And they said, you know what? She's not a real trusting person. And so when I went over to her house, I had to do a lot of things to kind of like make her feel comfortable with me. And when the job was finally done, I almost just made wages because of the amount of time it actually took me during the process. It's almost like I was comforting her throughout the entire process. I would see her, she would come in and ask how I was doing. She would spend time examining what I was doing, asking me questions. So this kind of just, wasn't a money maker. And again, these are the lessons I've learned. You can listen to what I have to say and apply them to some of the people and speed your learning, your educational process up. Or you can go through the same stuff and ignore what I've said. The choice is up to you. Visit some of our other websites today for more information about home building, remodeling, construction, and even a little bit of personal development stuff.